46th chapter with a unique metaphor. What is the metaphor? Of a king who comes with his entourage, his retinue of the dukes, the ministers, the important people of his palace, together with others, and he comes and he sees a commoner living on a dunghill, and removes him from there. Doesn't just remove him from there, but brings him into the inner palace, to the palace, and in the palace itself, not merely into the palace, but into the inner chamber where actually the ministers don't come, where others don't come. And this person, a commoner, again living on a dunghill, that's pretty, is brought in there to have a very close personal relationship with the king, and an embrace, a kiss. So yeah, that's the metaphor. As I said, Matt, I asked the question, and I still ask the question, which I'll be dealing with it in the Tanya Rabbi community more personally of me and everyone. That we have a king in our lives, someone who did something, brought us out of a place that was a real, negative place, and brought us into an inner sanctum, a refuge. But okay, that's not the metaphor, the analogy that the Alter Rebbe uses. I was just saying that to stir up some thoughts. But this metaphor corresponds in every detail that the love that's shown by this mighty king to this most lowly individual, how much greater than in the analog, doubled and redoubled infinitely more so than the metaphor itself, God has done for us. And his greatness is beyond our comprehension. So that God infinitely greater than any kind of physical king. So imagine a physical king would do that for you, what that would do for your love to that king. God, infinitely greater than the metaphor of the king, who pervades all the worlds, encompasses all the worlds, transcends all of the worlds, right? As that there is in this, we know this physical world, but the spiritual realm is beyond. We have no grasp. It's so unbelievable. The angels, the spiritual beings, that there's regiments of angels, that there's to no end. And all of that, all of the spiritual worlds before God is accounted as nothing, nullified at its very existence, truly nullified, as we learned in chapters 20, 21 earlier, like one word, or one letter even, is compared to our capacity to speak, our capacity to think, even more so it's nothing, our capacity to feel and to have intelligence. When you compare a single utterance compared to the soul itself, it's completely nullified. And that's just a metaphor to understand how the world that God creates, the spiritual worlds, and the physical world, but everything, right,